Have you ever looked at the clock and it read exactly 11:11? Or seen the same number sequence so often it felt impossible to be just a coincidence? What if I told you those numbers aren't random and that they carry invisible messages of spiritual protection? Today you're going to discover which spiritual numbers are signs that you are protected. And more than that, you'll understand the hidden meaning behind each repeated sequence that keeps showing up in your life, even when you're not paying attention. By the end of this video, you'll know the three most powerful spiritual codes of protection and how to use them as gateways for direct connection to the higher realm. But pay attention, most people ignore these signs, and because of that, they end up feeling vulnerable, lost, even when the universe is practically shouting, "You are safe, you are guided, you are protected." This is Anna's story. For weeks, she felt surrounded by an unexplainable fear, nightmares, anxiety, a constant sense of threat. Even though nothing around her seemed wrong, but something began to catch her attention. Every time she looked at her phone, she saw the number 444 on license plates, bank statements, even the last seconds of a video. One day, without knowing why, she Googled that number, and what she found changed everything. 444 is one of the main spiritual codes of angelic protection. Anna started paying closer attention, and she realized that every time the fear returned, that number appeared, reminding her, "You are not alone." And this isn't an isolated story. Thousands of people around the world have experienced the same phenomenon. And today, you're going to understand what these numbers really mean, why they show up, and what to do when they appear in front of you. The universe speaks through frequencies, and one of the clearest, most direct spiritual languages is the language of numbers. Each number carries a vibration, and when specific numbers begin repeating around you, they serve as energy activation codes. But again, not all repeated numbers are random. There are certain specific patterns that mean you are under spiritual protection. These numbers don't just appear when you're in danger. They show up when your vibration is rising, when you're aligned with your path, or when higher forces are forming a protective shield around you. In just a moment, you'll discover why seeing 111 is more than a coincidence, what 777 is silently trying to tell you, and why 444 appears most often during a crisis, and exactly what it means. But first, have you ever wondered why these numbers show up at very specific moments? Why does the clock hit 11:11 exactly when you're thinking about giving up? Why does 777 appear right after a difficult decision? This isn't random. There's a spiritual mechanism behind these events, an invisible system that observes, guides, and signals. And most people ignore or dismiss it, missing the chance to turn these messages into strength, faith, and protection. But don't worry, you're about to learn how to interpret these numeric signs and how to respond to them with the right energy to deepen your connection to divine protection. But before anything else, you must understand, what do these numbers activate within you? Because it's not enough to see them. You have to recognize and respond. When you realize these numbers aren't coincidences, something powerful happens. You stop feeling afraid. You stop feeling alone. You begin to see that there is a higher plan in motion, and that this plan is constantly communicating with you. Anna, the woman from our story, never ignored a repeated number again. She realized that every appearance was a silent reminder. You are protected. You are guided. That awareness changed everything. Her anxiety lessened, her confidence grew, and she started living with more faith and less control. You can experience that same transformation. All you need to do is learn which spiritual numbers indicate protection and what to do when they show up. And that's exactly what you're going to learn now. Let's get straight to it. Here are the most powerful spiritual numbers that mean you are protected and what each one means. 1. 4, 4, 4. Angelic presence and direct protection. If you keep seeing 4, 4, 4, you are surrounded by protective spiritual forces. This is the number angels use to say, "We're here. We're handling everything." It often shows up in moments of crisis, doubt, or when you're on the edge of a big decision. Seeing 444 means you can trust. The foundation is being supported. 2. 111. Alignment with the divine plan. 111 indicates that your thoughts are aligning with divine will. It appears when you're entering a new cycle of manifestation, and your guides want you to stay focused on the positive. Most importantly, 111 is a spiritual portal, a reminder to be mindful of your intentions, because the universe is listening and protecting what's about to unfold. 3.777. Advanced spiritual connection. This is the number of seekers, awakeners, and initiates. Seeing 777 is a sign that you're being protected during your spiritual evolution. Even when the path feels difficult, there is a higher intelligence guiding your steps. It often appears during reflection, reevaluation, and inner awakening, a clear sign that you are not walking alone. Now that you know what these numbers mean, here's the next question. What should you do when they appear? Here's a simple step-by-step that you can use anytime you notice a spiritual protection number. Step 1. Pause. Observe. Breathe. Don't ignore it. The moment of appearance is sacred. Take a deep breath and mentally acknowledge, "I am being guided right now." Step 2. Reflect on what you were feeling or thinking. Numbers always come with emotional context. What was on your mind? What fear, doubt, or desire were you holding? The number is responding to that. Step 3. Say thank you silently. Whisper in your mind, "Thank you for the protection. I recognize the sign." This small gesture strengthens the spiritual bond and activates your inner awareness. Step 4. Record it. Write down the number, the moment, and your feelings. Keeping a signs journal is a way to train your spiritual sensitivity and build deep awareness. But maybe you're wondering, what if I keep seeing other numbers not mentioned here? 333, 5, 5, 5 question mark, 888 question mark. The truth is, every number carries a unique vibration. There are dozens of spiritual codes that go beyond protection. Some are about healing. Others mark cycles of transformation. Some signal energetic imbalances. And in upcoming videos, I'll show you how to interpret these other numerical signs, including those that indicate major life changes, the presence of spirit guides, or even karmic acceleration. But for now, if you've been seeing any of these three, 111, 444, or 777, just know this: you are safe. You are being watched over. You are not walking alone. When you recognize spiritual numbers as a living language of the universe, you free yourself from one of the greatest human burdens, the belief that you are alone. Anna, the woman who kept seeing 444, found in that number an anchor. something invisible but real. A quiet confirmation that even without clear answers, she was seen, she was held, she was protected, and that changed everything. Because from that moment forward, fear lost its grip, and trust started to grow. That is the power of spiritual awareness. You grow stronger from within. You no longer wait for chaos to ask for help, because now you know help is already here. If this video helped you recognize the signs the universe has been sending you, like it now. That helps this message reach others who are searching for invisible answers. Comment below, which number has been showing up the most in your life? What do you feel when you see it? And subscribe to the channel and hit the bell, because in the next videos I'll show you the deeper meaning of 333 and why it appears when your heart is divided, how to interpret 555 as a sign of complete life reprogramming. You don't have to understand everything now. You just need to start paying attention, because the numbers are already speaking. You are protected. You always have been. See you in the next video. Light, truth, and presence on your path. Always.